good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello. Let me change my settings. I don't know why it doesn't do this from the get-go. What error does Minecraft give? Minecraft gives error code swamp. I googled it, right? I searched it. Destiny maybe? I'm really not in a Destiny mode. I could, but I'm not in a Destiny mode. Token request failed. So I can't connect to Minecraft. Warframe, I don't own Warframe. I don't have it downloaded and installed, and that would probably take a couple days. Thank you. I was thinking maybe I could edit my VODs, because I do need to edit and clip and things like that, and like get some things out there. Actually, could edit or surf Steam for some free demos. I could. I would love free demos, but the problem is because I'm in Australia, downloading things takes time. It's not like something I can just download for 20 minutes. Like that's not how it works here. I have to pre-plan this stuff. So you're stuck with me talking to you. Unfortunately. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. You have to actually talk to me. Late night stream? Yeah, late night stream. I also can't stream for very long. I'm probably only going to stream for like an hour. Because I do need to go to bed. Because I do have uni. I gotta go to uni in the morning. So that's also fun. Actually, I also don't know where I'm going. Because I didn't go to orientation last week. Let me Google this. Canvas map. Oh, that is bright. That was so bright. Shima goes to uni. YouTube thumbnail almost died. Yeah. Got some news. What news do you got? CWS, Devils on my VR goes September. Hopefully it's a new game. New game! Oh, exciting. Could be a Hightail. I don't think I have that updated or installed. The Legacy? They could be well at adding the old maps back, so they were releasing the old stuff for 15 US. That's not, honestly not too bad. It's okay. I don't need to play a game. I want to try and find what stream. I want to find out what stream I did the thing, the profile stuff on. Maybe I can go in my search history. Become a reactor. Terrible, 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 terrible. That was Pantheon. Okay, 19th of May. I did it on the 19th of May. Just over a month ago. Okay, I got the stream. That's good. Old bugs, meaning if I do specific fucky with a truck of a car, I can launch myself into space. Have you seen the Great Potato War? I have seen the Great Potato War. Unfortunately, I will not be reacting to the Great Potato War. Also, I don't have an ad blocker. Maybe this is my sign to move to Opera. You don't got YouTube Premium? No, I don't got YouTube Premium. You think I'm paying for that? Hell no. Also, to watch the ads? No. On stream? Hell no. In person, I don't mind, but on stream, I'm not giving promotion to companies that don't want to pay me. Hey Luke, and hi Vox. How are you guys doing? So I need to go back onto that stream. I kindly ask you to mayhap watch Reggie's Aneurysm 4 video. Incredible. Oh, I don't know, man. Have you guys been keeping up with, That's not what I wanted to watch. Have you guys been keeping up with, the Bricks and Minifigs saga? I haven't finished with what, Zoe? Bricks and Minifigs. So there was a thing, right? There was a thing that happened. When did it happen? I can't say I know what that is. Okay. So there's a hole. Why is my skin so bright? Okay. We're changing tabs so I can show you this. We're closing that. Leah Ghost. Yeah. As soon as I open Wikipedia, it's like bright. It's because my skin tone is changing to the light of the screen. This will make more sense. Right? So Bricks and Mini. So there was Skyblock patch note. I probably should, though, to be honest. A Wikipedia speedrun? I have heard about them, but I don't actually know. Can I change? There we go. That's better. So there was a controversy, right? So basically, there was this guy. So what you can do, the Bricks and Minifigs seems like an American. Use dark mode. I turned it to dark mode. Okay, I'm not logged into this. I don't have account history on this is my Twitch account. This is my Twitch Google account, so I don't have anything like logged in or anything here, right? That's why if you see like a location or anything, like it's not my location, right? Anyways, regardless. Bricks and Minifigs is an American retail, it's like a consignment store. Or like they sell Legos and stuff like that. But you can also sell them your Legos and then they'll sell it for you, right? Consignment. Basically what happened was there's an old man who owns a hella lot of Lego. Hella lot. Like at least 100K worth of Legos, right? And then they're like, okay, well, he's an old man, he's getting sick, he's, you know, he needs money, so he's gonna sell most of his Lego collection, right? Early 1990s to like 2000. So like this is like old stuff, right? And if it's in good condition, it can sell for a lot of money. So basically, he sold it to this place, and they had a contract in place stating like, this Lego is still mine, but you sell it, and then you take a cut, and then I take a cut, and then we're all good, right? What happened was the franchise store was given from the original person to someone else. And then when given to that new franchise owner, I think that's where the mix-up happened. So the new franchise owner said, yes, we're going to take over. We're just going to keep it the same. We're not going to like new contract or anything. It's just going to be the same thing, right? And then they didn't. They basically took all the Legos, took all the money, and didn't give anything to the original owner of the Lego, the old man, right? Even though legally, contract-wise, he owns the Lego. So it's kind of like, what do we do, right? Because now the original owner of the Legos says, we haven't gotten anything. We haven't gotten their Legos back, or the money, or like any confirmation or anything, right? We haven't gotten anything that we are owed. And the new franchise owner says, we don't have the Legos. We don't know what happened to them. The CEO is saying, we don't have the Legos. So no one has the Legos, and no one has the money from the Legos, right? So basically, this is kind of like, there's nothing they can do unless they sue at the moment. So what happened was this guy, this YouTuber, published a series of videos on YouTube and was basically like, let's get to the bottom of this. And he's basically like, let's get to the bottom of this, right? He releases like, I tracked down a thief who stole 200,000 worth of Legos, right? 6.4 million views. This is a lot of views, right? And then this is an hour and a half long. This is an hour and a half long video. So a man gets scammed and YouTube creators like, I'm gonna do shit. Yeah, basically the YouTube creators like, he seems to be doing a lot of this kind of stuff where he just like debunks things, where he was like, he heard about this situation, And he was like, let's get to the bottom of this, right? This is a first hour and a half long intro, I guess. And then he just updates and updates for the next 6 videos, right? And at one point, the police start talking. I think this is in Utah. I don't know where this is. American Fork, Utah. So this is in Oregon, right? But anyways, I think at the moment there's nothing concrete to have been done. However, right? Technically, he's a PI, but not for hire. Did some illegal investigating. He did some illegal investigating. I think Ludwig talked about this. Ludwig Aldrin. He's a YouTuber in California. And he's a Twitch streamer in California. He used to be a journalist, right? He has a journalist degree and things like that. In this state, I think it's illegal to record one-sidedly, but yeah. So like he did do some things that whatever, right? Bricks and Minifigs threatened to sue him. I think a couple of people threatened to sue him. The police were like, no, this isn't an issue. Like, shut up, go away. Yeah, 2-party consent state. Yeah. So he recorded them without their consent, which is, no. Which is definitely not good. He did get arrested at one point. He did get threatened several times. And I haven't seen any of his original videos, but I've seen people talk about his videos. It seems as though he basically got threatened and can no longer make any videos. This is 2 weeks ago. So as of 2 weeks ago, there's been nothing else, right? They were basically like threatened him to shut up. Actually, maybe we can watch this video. Let me think. Because I don't know how to do this. Let me see if I can do this. You could watch The American Wizard, so we can chat about it in chat, yeah?
Episode 3.
Can you hear that? You could hear that?
Is finally finished after crazy all-nighters and basically destroying my health. But I can't post it or I will go to jail. And not only that, I will also immediately lose my lawsuit of $300,000, and the GoFundMe we made for Brian will go straight to this mystery company that I am no longer allowed to talk about. They sent court papers to my email, which I guess a judge approved for them that this was a valid form of service. And so now that I'm officially served, I cannot even mention this company or I will be in jail and everything. Normally I would be like, screw the big guy telling me what to do. I'm going to do what's morally right. But in this situation, if I do that, then all my friends get screwed with this lawsuit and we lose all the GoFundMe money we raised, like immediately. So I am no longer allowed to even mention this mystery company. My personal opinion is that this is unfair because this order was put on me because this company was telling the court that I was making bomb threats. I was planning on murdering the manager and employees, which obviously I didn't do, and you can see that in the footage. The only problem is I was not given a chance to share my side. The court just heard their perspective, not mine. So because I wasn't able to share my side, I am now no longer allowed to talk.
He can't post it, but technically someone could hack his PC and leak it anyways. Technically. I think, because I did see there's a CoffeeZilla. This is Legal Eagle, but Legal Eagle is responding to CoffeeZilla. I did watch a little bit of CoffeeZilla's video, which was very, very interesting. It was very, very interesting, the entire perspective. So I think it can be assumed that he's basically getting sued by Bricks and Minifigs. It's crazy that he flew too close to the sun and the company responded. He's making bomb threats and making murder threats. I think definitely. This is also a lot of money, right? Like 100K. Like it was originally estimated to be $200,000 worth. Collection up to 200,000, but that was like an initial look, right? The person after they mentioned CoffeeZilla, it's 85 to 120, right? However, 100K is so much money, especially for a small shop in the middle of Utah. Like it's I hope Bricks and Minifigs goes bankrupt. It's getting quite bad. I've heard that the store itself got closed down because there was so many people talking about how bad it was. It got review bombed online. It's one franchise. However, the CEO is backing them up. So the CEO McNeff is basically on the franchise side, and it's probably because it's a lot of money and he wants a cut. But like this was actually like insane. Like they had a company response, and the response basically said that it was not involved. It was like a whole thing, right? Oh, he was Linus Pocket. I think we can assume. I think we can definitely assume. Anyways, it's gotten very, very big, right? Critical made a video about it. XQC made a video about it. Astacross made a video about it. Oh, not Astacross. Asmongold. Like so many people made. It's not an assumption. It's a fact. Yeah. CEO. Yeah. So the company responds, right? Where was it? I don't think he's doing that to get money. It's not worth it for him. I don't think so, right? I think regardless on how much it is, he's the CEO and I'm glad this is my first and only time knowing this company. Yeah. Liam, go, how are you? I'm doing good. How are you? I think for a big CEO, this shouldn't be a crazy amount of money for him, right? This is a lot of money, especially for a company. But this shouldn't be a crazy amount of money. I think regardless, McNeff shouldn't have backed them up and saying, he basically said, I know nothing, and then said, oh, I know some things, but I know nothing. Let's say he gets half, that's still 100K. That's nothing. His net worth is 400 mil. Yeah, that doesn't make sense, right? Okay, well, there's 10 seconds left. Let's finish this.
Talk about them, and looks like this might be it. So, yeah.
Imagine being able to build.
Now, Poor guy. Actually. Probably legally can't say anything. He probably legally can't say anything. I think just like Reckless Ben, the YouTuber that we just watched, I think CoffeeZilla can't really do anything, right?
A $200,000 Lego collection went missing, causing a lot of you to ask me to find it. And after seeing the cops point guns at YouTubers, people get arrested and sued for $1.3 million, I decided enough was enough. This looks like a case for the internet detective, this time in the $10 million Lego studio. So I talked to every suspect involved. What I found shocked me.
I think it's definitely a record of he said, she said. Because I think it was arguably at the start just a misunderstanding. I think it was arguably at the start just a misunderstanding between the two franchisee owners, the former owner and the current owner of the franchisee owner, and then it was just a miscommunication. I think it was possible that the new franchisee owner saw, hey, we have $100,000 worth of inventory. Or we have like a crazy amount of inventory, so much so that it has to be stored in safes in the back, right? It has to physically be stored in safes in the back. It can't be stored in the store because it's worth so much money. And they probably got greedy, and then I don't think the CEO should have backed them up. I think the CEO should have been like, I don't know what's happening. We'll get to the bottom of this, right? I think that's where it went wrong. I think it's definitely the new franchisee owners having issues, and that's kind of just where it went. To get exposed and then immediately turn to they're making bomb threats is an extreme escalation, especially if it didn't happen. Lying under oath is a federal crime. It is, like, it's just crazy that you would do that, right? And there is so much camera evidence of what happened, of what's been happening. It's like because all the police have cameras on. And then the police also made a statement about it. And then also there's CCTV footage from inside the store of what happened, of what actually has been talked about. And it's just like a lot of like, we can tell you're lying. We know you're lying. How do we know you're lying? Because we have the video footage to prove it. And you're still lying. You can't, as a CEO, do anything to franchise except maybe in some cases take away their franchise, even though it could only be after the date. Yeah. So I think in that case, it was definitely like, however, I would agree. However, the CEO has also threatened Reckless Ben, to my knowledge, has also threatened Reckless Ben, the YouTuber, and said like, go away. Literally, like, go away, get off my property, go away. I don't want to get interviewed, blah, 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 go away. Made like, I'll call the cops on you, and I think the CEO definitely has some sort of hand in this, rather than helping aid the investigation. He could have helped aid the investigation. Is that not normal? I mean, I think it's normal in a way, but he's doing it in a very aggressive tone. I think he's also doing it in a tone that is very wanting privacy. Wanting privacy is fine. However, when someone comes to you with such a crazy absorbent amount of money that has gone missing, right? $100,000 is like no means a small amount of money, and they didn't do anything aggressive, asking questions. They didn't aggressively go ask questions. They just said, "Hey, we want to ask a couple questions," and they said stuff. It's crazy. I think it's normal wanting privacy, but I think at the extent of yelling at someone is not the way to go. It's right if you don't want to interview, fair if you call the police and they refuse to leave. It's unfair to be a dick if next to nothing happened. They didn't threaten at all. They didn't do anything at all. They didn't they just came to ask a couple questions and ask if the CEO knew anything. And I think it would have been a lot more helpful being like, I don't know, but let's look into it. Kind of thing, you know? When you live a private life, you want complete privacy. I mean, yeah, but also, I think if you live a private life and some drama happens, you can't be private in most cases, right? You can say what you want to say. I think it's not necessarily about, like, for example, right? You make YouTube videos. You make a bunch of YouTube videos on Skyblock, right? Or I make a bunch of videos on Skyblock. People are asking me about Skyblock things because it's relevant, right? It's relevant to the current conversation. It's relevant to what my business and what I'm doing in my company and all this stuff. It would be completely unfair if someone was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. How's your sleep and your sex life and things like that? I'm like, that's not relevant to this current conversation, right? That would be an invasion of privacy. I would definitely agree with that. However, if you're talking about Skyblock or Destiny and gaming and streaming and stuff like that, you're free to ask me questions. And I think it's fine to ask me questions as a business owner, right? How are you? I'm doing good. How are you? If this was in China, YouTube would have gone missing the next day. 100%, right? If the video even made it online at all. Yeah. Did MC just shit the bed? It did shit the bed. That's why I'm not playing MC. Hi, Night Vale. Live stream. Nice. Laying in bed, relaxing. Is this too loud? Yeah, it won't let me connect. It literally won't let me connect or do anything at all.
Okay, before we can find these missing Legos, let's give some background. A massive Star Wars collection was put on
Let me get smaller.
consignment at a Lego store called Bricks and Minifigs in Salem, Oregon. Consignment just means the owner, Brian Mansell, gave it to a store to sell, and he was supposed
There we go. Mini.
to get a cut when it sold. The entire time, he maintained ownership of the collection, and a social media post estimated it to be worth about $200,000. But then, on November 14th, 2024, everything went wrong. This was the night that Crystal and Ben Gorman, the prior franchise owners of the Salem store, got kicked out by this guy. That is Brandon Best. He and his partner, Josh Johnson, ran a sister store in Eugene, Oregon. And Brandon drove up that night to kick the Gormans out. Brandon and Josh would be taking over the franchise in Salem. And this is the exact moment the Legos go missing. As that store is getting handed over, the question is Brian's collection in it? Here's what the official Bricks and Minifigs press release reads. Quote, after taking over the store, we discovered a small number of sets valued between $2,000 to $5,000 that could be possibly related to Mr. Mansell's collection. But there's a problem here. There should be over 10 times that amount in this store.
I think that's crazy. Like, this isn't a small amount, right? This is like 30, 40, 50 different Lego pieces. How did that even go missing? A CEO is only required to answer the shareholders. I agree. However, I think you could also say that, right? I think you can say, hey, I don't want to make an official statement at any time. This is franchise owner only. I can't help you. If you need help regarding franchise, talk to this person. Or if you need help regarding this, talk to this person. Or if it's regarding this, I can't help you, right? I think it's definitely, as a CEO, you're not required to talk to shareholders. However, as a CEO, especially if you have people asking you questions about this, you can also just public image direct them to someone else or direct them to the relevant person, or say like, hey, we don't have this. I think it's just a difference of not caring enough. I think he just doesn't care. I would agree. He doesn't care, and he just wants this guy out of his hair, right? However, that's not how things go down a lot of the times. Just because you want someone to go away doesn't mean they will go away, right? Just because you have a problem doesn't mean it's just magically going to resolve itself. And I think the CEO was dumb in thinking that it'll just go away. You know?
Given their internal records and what we know the estimated value of this collection was. So if corporate's saying there was only $2,000 to $5,000 in the store, something happened to these Legos. But what?
It's not his problem.
In order to solve this case,
it's not his problem. And I can agree to that. But I think it's his, because it's technically his it's still his company, because it is a franchise of his store. He can say, this is a franchise. We have no knowledge of this. We have no comment on this. We don't know what's happening. But he made it his problem? Yeah. He says we know about it. We don't know. We can't do anything. The CEO is an employee. In a way, yes. He's not owner? Yeah. But I think there's definitely things he could have said to tell people, because also we don't know what their internal structure is, right? We know like roughly, but we don't know the contract with this place in Salem, right? So we can say we don't know what's happening. We have no idea on what's happening. We don't know anything, unfortunately. There's nothing I can say or do at this time, right? Easy. Just imagine like a 9 to 5 in the interview being Jehovah's Witness. So, like, you can go round and round in circles in this, and he can just repeatedly say like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know who to ask. I don't know who to talk to. This is a franchise owner specific thing. I don't know what to do. And then, the CEO is just a tool. Yeah. If he just sent them to someone up for corporate ladder or an EXO or HR executive or something, he wouldn't have been firing line. It still wouldn't be his problem. He's just a tool. Yeah. I think he could have definitely done that, right? I don't know what's happening. He could also said, I don't know what's happening. I haven't talked to the franchisee owner at all. I didn't know that was a thing. Let me talk to him. And maybe we can see. Maybe we can figure something out, right? Or maybe I can get someone on this, right? Just sweeping it under the rug isn't going to help anything. He shouldn't have to say anything. He shouldn't have to. But I think as a CEO, you also go ask the franchise. No, because they can't ask the franchisee, because the franchisee owner told them that they were going to get arrested if they come into the store property at any time. So you can't ask the franchisee owner. You can't ask the employees. You can't ask anyone there. You have to go higher. Could have asked like a department head or like a director or something, or like a manager or something. Maybe there's like a district manager or something. But like, I think maybe going to CEO was a little bit far. But I think also like, what else are you gonna do, right? Ask someone, and if they don't know, maybe they know someone who knows. It's just so absurd to me. It is kind of absurd. I think it's kind of crazy that he just went there. He just went there in a way,
Let's think about the suspects. First, who was there that night of the handover? It's only 3 people. Crystal and Ben Gorman, the former franchise owners, and Brandon Best, one of the new owners. These are our 3 biggest suspects, but they aren't the only ones. I want to address a few other suspects at the very start here. First of all, maybe this is just all the result of, plain old thieves breaking in. What about that possibility?
Hi, I am Chris. I was the previous franchise owner who signed the collection agreement with Brian Mansell.
And I'm Benjamin Gorman. I am the silent partner who's really bad at being silent.
We did have a couple of break-ins at the store. None of Brian's collections were in the police report or stolen during those.
Okay, so the Gormans say emphatically it wasn't thieves, but if that's the case, what about the guy who was arrested? I mentioned at the beginning of this video, Reckless Ben. This is the YouTuber who started it all. With a documentary, I tracked down the thief who stole $200,000 of Lego. Maybe it's the perfect crime. Make a video tracking yourself. Now, for our theory, it's...
There's a person here who owned the biggest company in the country. When he died, a lot of people lost a lot of money. Do you know how many people went to his house? 0. The exact mission is 3 part, haha. Yeah, but when he died, why would you go to a dead guy's house, right? You go to someone who works at the company. Like if someone dies, going to the house it's just gonna be an empty house. There's no one there anymore because they're dead. There's no one there anymore. They went nowhere. But this is a classic case of the fraud. This is stolen. This is stolen money, right? And we can tell it's stolen money, and we have the contract to show that it is stolen money, right? So I think that the main question is, who do we go to when this amount of money is stolen, right? It went no, the kids inherited. Yeah. You could ask the kids. You could ask the company. But I think a lot of the times you won't get anything. I think nowadays judges are too corrupt and too biased to rich companies and people based on crimes. There's always a possibility that the judge on reckless cases was getting his mouth stuffed with promises of cash if he ignores reckless spend statements or disagrees with them. It's possible. I think so. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly. Based on the accounts of people and how things went, I wouldn't be surprised. One of the kids apparently ran away with a food billion. I mean, but also I think that's also, as unfortunate as it is, that it is their right as heirs to the company, right? The government had to come in, because if nothing happened, the country would have gone into reception. Yeah. Which sucks. And I think in that case, the police and government should be part of it, right? However, the police are on the side of the franchisee. Which is also weird. Because like, why are they on the franchisee side? Shouldn't they want to find out if the money's been stolen, how's it been stolen, where's it gone, and all this stuff? Shouldn't they want to find that out?
It's worth noting, Ben is currently facing a RICO lawsuit by Bricks and Minifix. He was even targeted with a search warrant for stolen Legos.
Included in the warrant are Legos.
The owner reported overhearing conversations about possible stolen Legos.
And on top of that, Reckless Ben was even accused of stealing the Legos by the current franchise owner.
I stole the Legos?
What do you think of the theory that it was Reckless Ben? He stole the Legos.
It's absurd. We didn't even know Reckless Ben. He had no interaction, no relation to us, no relation to the store. That doesn't hold any water.
Okay.
When the guy was alive, some people said he chose the president of a country, in which case, I think arguably he's less company, but he's more important as a person, right? I think that's a bit of a different situation, because it was such a huge amount of money that it skews the entire country. They don't want to because it's expensive. Yeah. They don't want to because it's expensive. It'll take time, it'll take money, it'll take energy they don't want to spend. Even though it's probably the most interesting thing that they've dealt with.
I'm going to be honest. Apologies to the genius cops in Utah who play different.
We play differently here.
But I don't believe that Reckless Ben stole the Lego, mostly because he couldn't. He just wasn't there that night, and I don't even think he knew about these Legos. But who does Ben suspect is holding the Legos since he did this whole documentary series?
The guy who runs the entire company, Ammon McNeff, he personally came out to talk to us.
So what's going on?
So you guys are holding some of our Legos?
No, we're not.
You're not?
No.
Is that a lie?
No.
That's a lie. You did take the Legos.
No. So we have our attorneys have visited. Like again. So who's
Brian Mansell.
Okay, and who is that?
He's a guy who had he had like $200,000 worth of Legos in your guys' store.
Nope. Never happened.
My name is Ammon McNeff. I am the CEO.
Best way to do it, be honest about what you know, back it up with facts. Neither the old owners knew Reckless, which is a valid argument because he didn't steal them. Why is he starting like that? I don't know. I think... Also, the guy had a net worth of $1 million. Less than $1 million. Nope, that never happened. You mean the contract released to you too? Yeah, the contract. He also had the contract. He should have known about the contract. You talk too much. I think... Shut up and drink water first. Him saying never happened, I'm like, well, if you don't know who this person is, and if you don't know anything that's happened, how are you outright denying that? I think that's odd. I think that's interesting, right? Like, you're just outright denying that it never happened despite knowing nothing about the situation, as you say. I'll drink water.
Of the Bricks and Minifigs brand.
So my name's Matt McNeff. I'm the COO of Bricks and Minifigs.
The people you just saw are the McNeff brothers. They agreed to speak with me to try to clear their name. I asked them, do they have the Legos?
What I can tell you is that we don't have it. We've never had access to them.
It seems to kind of go missing. Parts of it seem to go missing on November 14th.
Well, and I guess no, not at all. I'm gonna say, you know, like that is not accurate at all.
Stuttering a lot.
Because
so you think that the collection was in the store at the time or elsewhere?
Elsewhere. When you look at Mansell's own words that he reiterated to a podcast last year, he explicitly stated to another podcaster, the sets were moved off-site for security.
The collection will not be stored on site after hours for security reasons, and after Sunday, the sets will be available for purchase but stored elsewhere.
Now, one thing that's been a big subject of the Bricks and Minifigs kind of story is, hey, there are these off-site locations. Can you address what that is? Is that true?
So the off-site location in the letter that that corporate is referring to is the original press release that we released when we were launching the collection. In that press release, because we had previous break-ins, I specifically included the location that after this weekend, those Legos would be stored off-site to deter any future thefts. They were briefly stored off-site after that launch weekend while I bought safes for the back room, and then they were moved back into the store.
Okay, so for most of the time, the sets were in the store after y'all got the safes in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Let me switch to this. McNeff is also already facing federal charges for lying under oath if it does go to court against them. Yeah, like, I'm not surprised. The absolute starter in looking around constantly is already a telltale style of lying unless you have proof of medically diagnosed ADHD. AUDHD. I think it's definitely odd. The way he speaks is odd. The way he speaks is unusual. He looks under pressure. I don't know. He doesn't look relaxed like his brother does. You know?
Exactly.
Okay, so Ammon McNeff suspects that a lot of the Legos weren't there that night. And then on the other hand, we just heard from Crystal and Ben Gorman explaining the off-site story, saying that later they no longer used those off-site locations. But what do we really know about the Gormans? They are the former franchise owners after all. I mean, shouldn't we be suspicious of everyone? They're one of our key suspects. They were there the night we lost Brian's collection. They were the creators of the consignment deal after all. And one group in particular is pointing their finger at them very hard. It's the McNeffs who say they were behind on payments.
We started getting calls from the landlord letting us know that Crystal was behind on the lease payments at the location. We had also gotten a couple of notices from some of our vendor partners that bills had not been paid by the store. And so we felt pretty strongly that there was going to be a risk of her just, you know, like attempting to file bankruptcy, doing some of these other types of things, which we've had franchisees do in the past, and that's problematic. So that's why we sent him up there to take some video footage. So we needed to just be prepared if we needed to do a hostile takeover takeover, which, like can happen in franchising where a franchise owner just, kind of tries to steal inventory and do some different things that way.
Okay, so Bricks and Minifigs' story is that they were worried about the Gormans skipping town, so they sent Brandon Best as a secret shopper on October 24th, 2024. This is weeks before.
See this bit about them being behind on payments? It seems a bit more relaxed, so it sounds a bit more believable. Yeah, it seems in a way a bit more rehearsed, but also in a way definitely relaxed is a good way to put it. I think this part's probably true. Or at least has some ring to truth in it. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
Before the takeover, Brandon takes a video of the store condition in preparation for this handover, but at this point, Brandon does not announce himself to Crystal Gorman. Later, though, on November 14th, once again, the same concern about the Gorman stealing or theft was expressed by the McNeffs.
Brandon was trying to make sure that they weren't taking things from the store, and so he was kind of trying to make sure that he wasn't putting things, like hiding things in the back, and that and while he was watching that, trying to make sure Ben wasn't grabbing stuff from the store and moving it or doing anything along those lines, because he just got a weird feeling about the whole transition.
She took at least one, if not more than one, cartfuls of things out to her car with her coat draped over it.
So yeah, the McNeffs say, look, they don't trust the Gormans, and they explained it, even further. They said, hey, there's some issues in her past.
She apparently has a retail
I wanted
theft,
a long tail, like a
and
squirrel.
other criminal arrests on her record that we were not aware of.
When was that?
I don't know. This has been brought out by several people online now.
Now look, that's a huge accusation to bring up, and so obviously I wanted to talk to the Gormans about it.
They're like, she has a history of some type of...
I want to be a bit bigger.
burglary, theft.
Apparently, that
Oh
means
my
confirmed.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
Husky!
they're saying.
Husky in the back. Husky.
Oh. Well, yes.
Well,
You
explain.
know about this.
Explain.
Yeah. When I was 19 years old.
How long ago is that?
I am 45 now. So this was in 1999. This, something that happened 25 years ago, has no reflection and no bearing on what happened in the last 2 years, my management of the store, what happened the night corporate seized the store. It is another deflection, and it infuriates me. You're gonna try to publicly embarrass and shame me for somebody that was manipulated by local police departments when she was pregnant and 19 years old? Fuck you. That's my response to that. I am so sorry. You're gonna have to blur and cut a lot of this, but that pisses me off. I own what I have done. I
Reaction
own the
streamer?
mistakes that I have made.
Do I become a reaction
cannot
streamer?
Intimidate.
Oh, there's
and
three
bully
dogs.
me into
Sorry.
backing down when I know that legally and morally I am in the right and I have the evidence to back it up.
Wow, this is getting
there's three
kind
dogs.
of nasty
Ease
and
money,
personal
yeah.
at this point, and I just wanted to give people kind of their side. But at every turn, I hope you understand, I'm getting contradictory stories, down to if the McNeffs knew about her history in the first place.
Like, they're bringing up something that I told
Using a story from 1999 as a, yeah, she's a fully criminal person, trying to make it sound like it was recent. Oh yeah, 100%, right? I think definitely he didn't expect this to be, he didn't expect CoffeeZilla to go and ask other people. He didn't expect CoffeeZilla to go and corroborate and ask other people's opinions. Thank you, Aragon. I hope you're doing good. It's very much like, this is, you can find this out in like 2 minutes, right? And also, in a second, she'll talk about how, like, they knew about this. Like, you knew about this. It was a non-issue when you hired her and you let them be franchisee owners. And it was a non-issue earlier. Now it's an issue because they're not doing what you want. Kinda sus.
Wait, you
Kinda
told
sus.
them?
told them They asked me.
They said they had no idea. They said if we knew, we would have never hired her.
Because we would not have hired her had we known this.
I told them I had a record from when I was 18. There was a family issue and didn't go into all of the details, but they were like, that's so long ago, we're gonna hire you based on who you are now.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave it there. You guys can make up your own mind. My point is, one side says up, the other says down, and it gets to the point both sides start hinting that they have photographic proof from the night of November 14th that proves the other side is lying. And so I'm like, look, at this point, let's stop talking. Show me the Legos.
Where I was told we are
Show me the
100%
evidence.
have possession of photos that prove that the Gormans are lying. And then you guys are telling me we 100% have possession of photos that prove this side's lying. Who's gonna drop the photos first? I mean, I feel like someone just has to, somebody's right here.
And after a lot of convincing, both sides agreed to show me the photos, corporate and the Gormans. In fact, I scheduled the calls to do this an hour apart from each other. But let's remember their positions for a second. The Gormans say whatever was left unsold of Brian's collection that was in that store spreadsheet was in Salem store the night of November 14th. Then you have corporate side. They say whatever was
Penny
left that
Shafi.
night was maybe $2,000 to $5,000 of Legos. The rest was either stolen by
You're interrupting the show for this. Are you happy? You're interrupting the show. This is what you get. Are you happy? You better be.
thieves, the Gormans, or held off site. It was not in that store. And on both sides, there's a lot to lose here, right? You've got the Gormans.
Without hesitation. Hey, this is a first time chatter. I need to make them happy so they stay. I need to make them happy so they come back.
On the line. I reached out to Josh, and he told me, I think her pictures would only show a few sets and minifigs. I replied, so if I can prove that the Lego sets were in the store, that will prove Brandon was lying. Josh replies, if it shows something different, then yes, I will eat my words.
No, changing screens. Show thighs. They're on.
Established. And let's see the evidence.
Then I should make a new account and also you dox yourself?
Matt
No.
McNeff. First, he showed me the video, October 24th, 2024, for a baseline of how the store looked.
So this is the Salem Kaiser location, is that correct?
Salem Kaiser location, yes.
Show forehead.
So is it fair to say I'm seeing quite a few Legos here? I mean, I'm
Yeah.
seeing a store of Legos. You'd agree?
There's a good amount of Lego on hand.
No, it won't work.
This isn't what I would say is a well-stocked Bricks and Minifigs, but it's not.
Can I show you a video? What video?
it's
Do
not
you want me to play it on
terrible.
stream or just do you want to show me
I
later?
would say a little below average as far as overall stock. So now let's go to November 14th. Can you still see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So November 14th, when Brandon was in there helping.
Wait, this is the day. This is like the big day.
This is the day.
Hold on, I gotta prep myself emotionally for this.
Okay.
This is a big deal.
Show hydration.
This is D-Day. This is the big moment. This is Brandon takes over the store. This
And
is
I wanna-
we don't know where the Legos are after this moment.
We don't know where the Legos are after
Hydration.
this moment. And I want to point out again that we've had this for a while. We haven't this is the first time we've shown this publicly. We've been waiting for our attorneys to give us the approval to say, hey, this is okay now to share in this capacity. So,
I think also previously in this segment, right? Because this is a section from Reckless Ben's video, right? So this is Reckless Ben talking to the CEO, right? This section back here at 4 minutes 29. I think he could also be like, hey, I'm not allowed to say anything. I got attorneys. Hey, I can't say anything. I got attorneys. Hey, go away. I can't say anything. I've got attorneys. Like, he didn't have to say like, oh, nothing happened, blah, 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 go away. He could have just been like, we have nothing to say. We have nothing to prove. We have no opinion either way, yes or wrong. Yes or no, right or wrong. We don't know anything that happened. I can't say definite it did happen or it didn't happen. I'll ask my team to investigate this and we'll do what we can, but unfortunately, we can't do anything for you at the moment. Done. Right? Whether he will actually do that or not is a different situation. But yeah, like he didn't have to say like, oh no, it didn't happen. No, it didn't happen. No, it didn't happen.
We'll go through these pictures. This is what Josh saw, or not Josh, sorry, Brandon saw. He took pictures of everything in the store, all the inventory in the store. This is what the shelves looked like compared to what you just saw a moment ago.
Okay, so I'm seeing a lot less. Just to state the obvious, go back a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm seeing like way less.
So yeah, the pictures I was being shown on November 14th, those shelves looked emptier than they did on the day of October 24th. But to be fair to the Gormans, they addressed the empty shelves themselves.
As we get to the very end of this video in particular, right here, you'll see that empty space right here. So this is the retired and certified set section that we have to keep separate from the new in box current sets being sold by Lego. All those empty spaces up there were the sets that we had on display during the day from Brian's collection that every night when the store closed, we pulled off and put back into the safe and then put back out in the morning.
So when they say, see, there's empty space on the shelves, yeah, because we put them in safes at night to keep them safe.
Because we have giant windows.
Yeah, it's an...
I think the video could have been void evidence anyway, because they could have just gone into the back, opened the vaults, taken the Lego anyway, and closed the vaults to make it look like there was nothing in there. Unless you have a timestamp proof, which is why it would have been a good idea to have this done a consistent video. Yeah, I agree.
An explanation that kind of makes sense given the history of burglary. Now, of course, this is something I had to ask the McNeffs about.
Is this a case of, did y'all see Star Wars sets in the back? Did y'all not see the Star Wars sets in the back? Did he take, not in the back, but specifically in a safe? Like there were a bunch of Star Wars sets in a safe. Did Brandon see those? Has there been talk of those? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. My understanding is that he took pictures of everything, and all those photos I showed you of the Star Wars were all the photos, or was literally all the Star Wars inventory in the store.
Yeah, the McNeffs say all of the photos should be with Brandon of all the Star Wars items. And to be fair to them, they showed me a lot more pictures and even showed me a spreadsheet of all the Star Wars sets in the store the night Brandon took it over. And it valued to about like $5,000 to $10,000 or so. But then I had to ask.
Oh, sorry, here's another kind of set.
Okay.
Do you think y'all have all of these?
Very likely.
Okay.
Again, I'd be surprised if we didn't.
But then I couldn't help myself. I started to bring up some of Crystal's photos to see if they matched up.
Have you seen this before?
Not that I recall.
So, do you
The
see
packaging, the original packaging of the boxes looks very, very good. Also, for someone that didn't take the Legos, they're very defensive in bringing lawyers when people start questions. Yeah, I think that's also odd, right? I think it's like if you have nothing to hide in a way. But I also understand not wanting to open a casket in a way, you know? Not that I recall, I'd recognize these boxes anyway. Like these like fighter jets and things like that. Like this is extensive. This is an extensive collection, and also like this is a lot. There's 6 on the shelf alone. And there's probably several safes,
like some
right?
kind of like a safe thing. I don't know if you can see the sides there.
Looks like a bookshelf to me, but sure.
Okay, sure, yeah. So I think the important thing is making sure that all of these are in the inventory for Mansell.
Sure. Sure, that's cool.
75041.
Yep. The Vulture Droid.
75169.
169 I'm not seeing, so there may be... Okay, so there's one that is not on our list.
Let's try this. 10240?
Okay, nope, not seeing that one either.
What about 9493?
3. I don't see that one either. So maybe those were locked at the time, and Brandon did not get those pictures.
All right, that's kind of a problem because the Gormans had over 200 photos of this store. I definitely knew looking at these photos, there's a lot more Legos in the Gorman's photos, by quite a lot that Brandon's photos just didn't show. But corporate didn't really see it that way.
But still, in the grand scheme of things, we're not talking, again, 10 times the amount of sets here.
I don't know. I haven't shown all the photos yet. I don't know exactly how much.
If there's a calculable figure that we can look at and say, great, this is what was there, I promise you it's not $100,000 worth of Lego. And so where's the rest of it? You got me. I don't know.
Maybe I'm a little too in my head about this U-Haul story. You don't think it could have been some U-Haul thing? There's no way.
Brendan probably took the photos, then took the ones he didn't list. Gotta go now. I'll watch the VOD when I get home. My main issue is I gotta go to bed. I don't know how much of this I can watch.
Okay.
I'm 18 minutes in.
Yeah, have we talked about the U-Haul yet? We gotta talk about the U-Haul for a second. This is another one of those things that was like really disputed between the two parties. Was this U-Haul that supposedly was driven up to the store the night of the takeover.
So when Brandon came to the store that night, he was driving a U-Haul truck.
Now, in typical fashion, this was immediately disputed.
Brandon showed up to the Salem store in a rental car. When he came to get the keys from Crystal, he was there in a rental car, not in a U-Haul.
It wasn't until after he told me he was taking the keys and locking me out that I really kind of paid attention to the fact that he had a large, not the small, the large U-Haul truck.
So yeah, I just kept hearing about this U-Haul truck. Now, why is it significant, U-Haul or not? Well, one, a U-Haul truck can fit a lot of Legos, but the big reason it mattered to me was because I was actually called by an ex-employee of the Bricks and Minifig store in Eugene, Oregon. Remember, that's the one that Brandon and Josh owned, and he told me something very interesting.
I'm a former employee, started in 2024, and I was working under the old manager Brian. He sold the store to Brandon, Best, and Josh.
What store was this? Bricks and Minifigs where? Okay, now what did you see that made you want to talk to me?
I made something today. What'd you make?
I saw Reckless Ben's YouTube video about
Don't carry me. I have my first uni class in the morning. Okay, it's 20 minutes. I'm gonna put a 20-minute timestamp. 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put 20-minute timestamp in the Discord server, right? We're gonna watch this some other day. Maybe after uni we'll watch this. We'll finish watching this. Where's my America wizard? I have no idea what you're on about. Side quests, eh? It's an hour long. Return of the budget. We'll see. For now, I'm gonna go to bed. And I also need to... You saw my pic? Let me... That's so cute. Did you stab it in the wood or did you glue it in the wood? I think maybe you could have burned the wood. Charred it a little, glued it. No bed. Yes, bed. I burned it. TB is live if you want to raid. It was lighter before. It does look a little bit charred. Did you burn it and then sand it? Like a little? Maybe he can give you a profile review. I would pay him. Maybe to see him review you. Not much. I was expecting it to be a little bit darker, but I think this is also good. Hydrate, thank you. I don't think 2B can really help me out profile review wise because where is he live? Is he live on YouTube? Or is it on Twitch? It's Dark IRL, maybe it's the picture, maybe Twitch. To be determined. Where's my push up? Give me a damn minute. A $5 profile reviews. What does max level mean? You're gonna absolutely incinerate it? Yeah. $3K. That's surprising. I thought he would have more Twitch. Because his YouTube's quite big, isn't it? I think I was thinking of someone else. See you tomorrow, Stinkies. Yes, see you tomorrow. Moist Critical posted a new video. I'm not going to raid him because he has a follows only chat. And I don't like that. I don't like it when people do that. We're not gonna raid anybody. We're just gonna go. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. I have uni all day. So maybe after uni I'll do a maybe after uni I'll do another stream. I don't know when I end though. For school, I gotta go. I gotta go to school. Oh, tomorrow's only in the morning. Friday's all day. But yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Have fun with exams. You're gonna have exams. Yeah, probably gonna have exams. Which is not gonna be fun. But yeah. Good night, stay safe, take care. I will see you guys again tomorrow. Bye bye. Bye bye. depending on going to school, such a nerd behavior. I mean, who does that? Do I shoot at the teacher? I will not. This is my first day. I will not be doing anything. I'll see how I feel tomorrow. I'll probably take a nap after uni. Knowing me, I'll take a nap. But yeah. Good night. Goodbye. Goodbye. Also, yes, I will do the push-ups. Don't worry, I'll do them.